Okay, so now we are live, and this is what can I say? This is just Trump derangement syndrome at its finest. So let's just get into it. Vanderbilt's Jerry Stackhouse blames Trump supporters for criticism in basketball. Jerry Stackhouse is the men's basketball coach at Vanderbilt, and so far, not a very good one. But hey, don't try to blame Stackhouse. Instead, blame Donald Trump supporters. At least that's what Stackhouse appears to imply in a long winded piece filled with mostly hot air from the Athletic. Stackhouse, 46, was an excellent player at North Carolina and pretty darn good pro. But his playing success was not translated to coaching, as Vanderbilt is just 16 to 31 in his first two seasons and a pathetic 4 to 23 in the SEC. Now Stackhouse deserves more of a chance to fail. A coach can't be judged in a season and a half. What's annoying here isn't the lousy win-loss record. It's how Stackhouse tries to sound so defiant about it. Starter Stackhouse called out veteran college basketball insider Jeff Goodman, a former ESPN and now a Stadium. Along with Goodman, he called out fans who are angry that Vanderbilt stinks. Maybe someone like Jeff Goodman said something, and I've got him blocked. Anyway, so now a fan wants me to know what Jeff Goodman says, so he tags me. Stackhouse said, "Well, now you're blocked too. I don't want to see this on my timeline. I don't want the noise. Don't want the hate. You're all mad. Your man got fired. That's the real world." Oh boy. Stackhouse wasn't finished. New regimes come in and they bring in their people, and change happens, he said. And it can happen, especially when you don't win a game. If you don't win a game, I don't know what the hell I'd do. But I couldn't be mad about nothing, even in my situation. That's what people try to lose sight of the reality of where we are. Stackhouse wasn't done shifting the blame. Next, the 75 million people who voted for Trump. In other words, Stackhouse seemed to imply if people are dumb enough to vote for Trump, they're dumb enough to question his knowledge of basketball. And oh yeah, if they voted for Trump, they must hate Stackhouse. Oh boy. You could say the same thing about people who voted for Joe Biden. They must hate black people. I mean, after all, the way Joe Biden treated those civil rights leaders in that private meeting, that private Zoom meeting was horrible. Okay, and the fact that he ignored advice not to bring in certain people, um, certain white people that were that were in agricultural positions that weren't too kind to black farmers. That aggravated a lot of black farmers, the people he voted in the agricultural sector, voted in for the positions in agricultural centers. Okay, he pissed off a lot of people, black farmers actually. You can say that for those who voted for Biden. Okay, well, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on diversity as a black person after I'm done reading this article. Let's keep going. Okay. All I can say is 75 million people voted for Trump. That's all I can say. If you ain't fooling me, you ain't fooling me. I know what it's about. A lot of you hate everything we did when we came here and about the staff, the diversity staff. It was this or that. And I like to think I know a little something about building teams and what organizations should look like. I worked and played for some of the best organizations. That doesn't mean anything if you can't coach. And obviously, your win loss record is horrible. You've lost extremely a lot more than you won. And with that, you need to go. That's it. Stackhouse sounds almost like a child here. He is Vanderbilt's coach. Vanderbilt is bad. Coaches generally take the blame from fans, reporters, and administrations when their teams fail. That and that alone is why Vanderbilt supporters are giving Stackhouse grief. If he doesn't want criticism, the solution is simple: win some games, man. It's kind of like, yo, it's the same thing with the Knicks, man. The Knicks are a horrible team. They haven't won a championship since the 70s. All right, the late 70s. And for me, people, it boggles my mind that parents still take their kids to those games. I see that as a form of child abuse. You know what you do? Get on those coaches and tell them start winning some games, or you're fired. Now, my thing on diversity is the fact that I like that quote from Martin Luther King that said, "We shouldn't be judged on our skin color, but the content of our character." Okay. My thing is, if you're not qualified for a certain position, you got to go, regardless of your skin color. That's it. You're terrible at a job, you got to go. That is it. That is it in a nutshell. Not you're terrible at your job and now you want to scream racism, because you're terrible at your job. You are terrible. You suck. That's it. You suck at your job and you have to go. That's it. And instead of blaming Trump, you got to blame yourself. All right? It happens to everybody. You're not good at a job, you got to go. That's it. That's just how it is. And you shouldn't be trying to, employers shouldn't feel threatened to protect their investment by looking at the record and knowing that you are terrible at it. Okay? You are terrible at doing your job. You have to go. I think diversity is a great thing, but you can't be granted positions and opportunities um in certain field in any field because you are black. It has to be you're qualified. Are you qualified for this position? Okay, that's the point. Are you qualified for this position? Can you do the job? That's it. And after they've seen your performance and you keep losing games more than winning, you have to go. Not scream, "Oh, Trump this, Trump that." No, 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 no. And I will say, I think sometimes it could be a really big conspiracy. The fact that everybody's jumping on this hate Trump train for all types of excuses. Okay, all types. But Biden is this savior of humanity. Again, if you can't do the job, leave. You have to be qualified to do your job. It's like I'm in the hospital. There's two doctors. Okay, there's an Asian doctor that was qualified to do his job, qualified for med school, and there was a black doctor who just got in due to diversity, but he's not qualified to do the work. He just got in, and he has a terrible performance when um, doing stuff that doctors are supposed to do. Guess who I'm picking? I'm picking the. There's a white person that's qualified to do the job as a doctor, and there's a black person who got in to the diversity, and he's terrible at his job. I'm picking the white doctor. When it comes to jobs, it has to be: are you qualified to do the job? Forget your skin color. You have affirmative action. You get in. Don't affirmative action helps minorities get in. You know, to top universities and wherever. You know, and it won't be judged by the color of their skin. Now after that, you have to prove that you can do the job. You have to prove you can do the work. You have to prove that you're qualified to stay there, that you can produce. All right. That's what it's about. Are you qualified? All right. That's all I got to say. You know what to do. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. You can also check me out on Podbean, Hard Talk Radio. Hard Talk Radio, check me out on Podbean. All right? All right, later.